And
We're good.
hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time zone you are in. Welcome to the Figment Collective. I'm Az. I will be your keeper for this story. We're going to be playing some Monster of the Week, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse game. Our story today is In the Dark Heart of the Woods, Episode 2, Where is the Sunshine? And due to some technical difficulties of the first episode, we're gonna go back around everyone to do some introductions. Starting with 3LC, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. I'm Third Life Crisis, also called 3LC of the Figment Collective. I'm playing Dylan Ayers. He's part of an interesting family tree, and he's come to this little town of Delver's Gulch in Montana, and we're gonna see what happens.
And nothing too traumatic, right? We'll get to that summary later. Hey, Avery, who you playing?
Hello! My name is Avery, and today, as I did last session, I will be playing the wonderful Uncle Holden Cross Talbot. Recently widowed.
Yeah, we're gonna get to see how Holden's been doing and how he is now. It'll be fine. Couldn't be that big of a change, right? Hi,
Hello, I'm Em or Star Stories. I will be playing Neslia, our half-demon character of our lovely crew who grew up in Delver's Gulch. And she has a few problems.
Just like one or two.
We got a snack a few
Fine.
times. You know, she has to snack on very special things on occasion.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta go feed that cat, right?
Exactly, gotta go feed the cat.
Sup, Milo? Who you playing?
Hello, I am Milo. I am going to be playing Fallon Hill. They are an initiate of the playbook. They are with the Crimson Order, and they have been in Delver's Gulch for about a year. And we're going to be listening to my son do this all day. So very sorry.
It's all good. The entity has spoken. Yes. Alan, you've been in Delver's Gulch for about a year. And 3 months now.
I had forgotten.
What was that, Realty?
Oh, I had forgotten to mention that I was playing the spooky playbook with Dylan. That's all.
Yeah. We got a spooky. We got a wronged. We have a monstrous. We have an initiate. Our ragtag group of hunters. Who, 3 months ago, was when our last session took place. That last time everyone was together and happy during Jesse's birthday. Unfortunately, that seems to be the last time you all were together without there being that feeling of loss and grief, as Jesse had been killed. It's been 3 months, and Delver's Gulch is still trying to get back to how it was after the loss of a prominent community member. It didn't help that during that 3-month period that has happened, they were also mourning the loss of another individual who only a year before had also been killed. I'm so sorry, Em. So far, there's been no more attacks that have happened in the town, and the investigation has gone very slowly due to the bureaucratic bullshit of the location of the crime and some issues with who has jurisdiction. So you all have been up to some things in that meantime. And I believe with that, we're going to start with Dylan.
Okay. Post the.
Dylan.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We start at the manor, the Talbot estate, where you've been living. It's very early in the morning. Things have been difficult at home. Been a change, that's for sure. And as you are awoken in your bed, maybe from the dreams you have, or the music you can hear playing in the house, what do you think when you first wake up?
Dylan will wake up in his room, and there's a small part of him that is like, as cliche as it sounds, there's a small part of him that's just like, did I just have a bad dream? Did I wake up and what really happened didn't happen? But that just lasts for mere moments, because the reality of the situation quickly comes rushing in. He'll maneuver out of bed and listen for what's going on about the house. Try to see if he can catch if Uncle Holden is walking about, or and I'm sorry, I don't remember the other woman's name offhand.
So, with that, as Dylan, you get out of bed, walk out of your room, you do hear the music playing in this house where Natasha and Henry have moved out. It's been you and Holden, but you don't hear Holden's footsteps. You do still hear the music playing. It seems from a radio you can kind of hear the pop and crackle of the static. And as you walk through the hallway, you think about how the last few months have gone. What has Dylan been doing in those past 3 months?
Well, I'm not going to assume anything about Uncle Holden, but there's obviously funeral arrangements and other things that need to be taken care of in terms of notifying next of kin and having everyone, since Jesse was such a treasured member of the community, there's an expectation of a big turnout. And so he has been taking the lead on that as much as Holden will allow for it, and making calls, putting together all of the necessary steps, and a lot of basically some of the stuff that just has to happen, will readings and review and all that. But on a more personal side, he's also reached out to his own family about Jesse. He made a call back to Richard, his dad, in Spokane.
Okay. All right.
And let them know about what happened with Uncle Jesse. And one of the first things that Dylan is going to ask, is this why I'm here? Did you know that was going to happen?
So, you go back to that probably a week or two after Jesse's death, where you called your father. There was no answer. About an hour or so later, you got a call back where he... What, did you leave a voicemail, or did you wait for him to call you back?
I left a voicemail. It was very brief. It was, this is Dylan. call me.
So, your father does call you back. Dillon.
Hey, Dad.
What do you want?
All right, so we're gonna be like that. Okay. I don't know if you know, but I'm going to assume you do know about Jesse.
Who's Jesse?
Jesse is someone that I met here in town. Remember where you sent me off?
Mm-hmm. I sent you off to your uncle.
Mm-hmm. Uncle's got people he knows. You haven't kept much up on him, have you?
Not really.
Yeah, that's between you and Holden. I'm just leaning to let you know that Holden's just not doing that great at the moment for a variety of reasons. And I'm just letting you know that I'm over here handling things as best as I can. But did you know that something bad was going to happen here?
What do you mean, something bad? Holden getting in any trouble?
Holden's not getting into trouble per se, but he's had trouble visit him.
Not surprised.
Yeah, but it's a sad kind of trouble, Dad. It's not anything he asked for.
You don't normally ask for trouble, Dillon.
Mm-hmm.
And don't go searching for it. We sent you there to keep out of trouble and to stay safe.
Out of all the places you could possibly think to send me, this is just not making a whole ton of sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to be here for wildly different reasons than what you sent me off with. But is there anything you can tell me? Do you know? I haven't heard fuck all from Mom or Lil Sis.
Watch your mouth.
But it's true. Neither of them had made any effort to contact me. I've even called them, and Mom and Sis have not returned my calls. They're ghosting me, and I don't know why.
Your job is to stay safe, stay out of trouble, and do as you're told.
Okay. Fine. I do want to stay safe.
What happened, though, that you're so worried about?
Somebody very important to your brother died. And I'm just doing the courtesy to let you know. If you even give a shit.
Jesse, right?
Ah, so you do know him.
Well, you were starting off this conversation talking about Jesse, so.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Anyway.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Say hi to Mom. Say hi to Beth for me. Hope she's doing all right.
She's fine.
You didn't send her off anywhere, did you?
She's home.
Okay. You know, whatever it is, Dad, I hope it's worth it. Bye.
Bye, Dylan.
And he's gonna hang up.
Phone hangs up. So, after that call, what else did you do in those 3 months? You can do a quick summary.
Yes. Besides all the funeral arrangements, reaching out, gonna follow up with. Gonna keep tabs with Fallon as well, because Fallon was there when everything happened, and Holden, once again, not speaking for whatever Holden is doing, presumes, Dylan's going to presume there's an investigation, there's reports, there's things about what happened with Jesse that are going to be followed up on, at least from a local focus. And Dillon is going to work with the sheriff, Fallon, etc. In fact, probably he's going to be checking in with Ness as well, because while Dillon and Ness don't really know each other super well, I think there's still something, you know, there's something obvious that's like Ness might have, you know, their finger on the pulse of something going on in the community. So there's an assumption of that. So we can have, there'll be discussion there that can also happen. So, but also seeing if there's anything from Fallon's point of view that they want to discuss and talk about as well. But Dillon is definitely focusing with a with almost like a conspiracy theorist sort of zeal, going after things that are trying to get the best, clearest picture about what happened to Jesse, making notes. When he can, go visit the scene of where the death occurred, even if he has to sneak there. And he's going to use his sight when he's there. Or going to focus his sight, I should say. His sight is on all the time. He just has to really focus when he wants to do certain things.
Really focus it. So for the past 3 months, that whole road has been blocked off. Fallon knows a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But
well, it sounds like maybe Dillon and Fallon can sneak in somewhere. if that happens. But that's it.
Oh. All right, so as you go down the hallway, you hear the door open and close. The music cuts from wherever it was playing from.
Mm-hmm. Is it down in the basement, or is it just downstairs?
Are you coming through the front door of the garage, Holden?
This is my fucking house. I go through the front door.
Oh. You go through the front door.
Peel the helmet and the mask off. Throw it in the plastic bin by the door where the shoes used to go when Jesse was alive. Kick his boots off. Walk into the kitchen. clatter of the hatchet being thrown in the metal sink. Stripping off his jacket, getting his vest off. And then the clatter of empty bottles getting pushed to the side as he
Yeah.
goes over to the sink.
Mhm.
Veritably just tears off the shirt sleeve of the shirt that he's wearing because it's ruined.
Yeah.
Gets the sink running. Turns the front burner on the stove. Puts a kitchen knife on it to get nice and hot. Doesn't think anybody's awake, so he's just going about his business.
Yep. Because this has been a routine for at least the past month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as we see Holden standing at the kitchen sink covered in blood and mud. Injuries all over his arms and his face from where the gear he was wearing just didn't cover.
Yeah.
What has Holden been up to? Oh, go for it.
Over the last 3 months, Holden really did spend the first month locked in his study. He'd come out to eat, come out to grab another bottle of liquor, and head back. Slowly building up his little cork board of everyone that he believed to be some kind of monster living in Delver's Gulch. And little red lines of string and they're color coded. Red is for guilty accomplices. White is for people who don't know. Yellow is for people that could be used as leverage if it came down to it. And blue is for children. And he spent the first month pretty hard working that down. It's worthy of note that the picture of Chuck Williams says not a monster, but might as well damn be.
Yes, the Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
The elephant seal Oompa Loompa.
And then the second month, Holden went back to work. He'd show up to the job site 2 days out of 5 and be at the bar the other 3. Which is probably where Fallon saw what Fallon has seen from Holden. And towards the end of that second month, he would have headed down to the video station to try and get a movie.
Yep. So in those months, it's been trying to figure out whatever information Holden could on other monsters, how this whole business works, how to kill things, how to find the person that did this to your husband, one of the kindest, sweetest people you have ever met. In that time, there was a funeral. There was Henry not retiring, so you could go about what you normally did for work and not have that extra responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Dillon took on a bunch of the responsibility of making plans happen during that first month, while Holden was otherwise preoccupied. And in this last month, Holden, you finally figured out how to track some things, which is where you were tonight. This is the second time you've gone hunting. And just like the first time, whereas whatever creature had crawled out of that swamp the first time, this one was almost what you were hoping for, but the creature was not a werewolf. Though fanged, its scraggly, sparse hair. No. Those claws, they couldn't do a whole lot of damage. You killed it anyway. And so as you stand at the sink, getting cleaned up, getting ready to take care of your wounds, is when Dillon comes around the corner. However, on the other side of town, Fallon is also doing their job. They're professional at hunting. They were raised to do this. Greg has been working nonstop, dealing with the paperwork and other things. What has Fallon been doing?
Fallon probably would have gone to the location that this occurred, figured out who was in charge of the forensics, and then been essentially harassing the Crimson Order to release whatever findings they had about it, essentially figure out why they had shown up in the first place instead of calling them, because this is where they were stationed. They were here to deal with this stuff, but are now being kept out of the loop by the people that told them to be there. And so they've been calling and just being like, no, like, if I'm here to do this, I'm going to need you to let me do the job you assigned me by giving me the information that you have. So essentially getting answers from them as to like why the hell they were there, if they're going to send somebody else to take over, if not, give me the information I need to do my job.
So, over the past 3 months, Fallon, you've been dealing with the worst part of your order, bureaucracy. It's a pain in the ass. Finally, once things kind of calmed down after a few weeks, everybody started getting back to you. No one was there to replace you. They were actually working on something else in the area for a different contract they had taken on and got notified. They thought the situation might have had something to do with what they had been working on, but it didn't. However, due to the concerns of a potential outbreak, given the nature of the creature you had killed, and the immediate turnaround of another attack happening. They had quarantined off the area. The forensic lead, who I believe is named to the list of characters, Mr. John Nichols, is the head of the Crimson Order's forensics team. He had cleared the area about a week ago, just because, well, it'd been a couple full moons. Appears that no one had contracted lycanthropy, so everything should be clear, and whatever that organic substance was that was all over the site doesn't seem to be spreading. Though it is a mixture of biological and plant matter. You get told by your higher-ups that the feds tried to come in. And we can't have that happening. So they've been dealing with negating the influence of outside agencies.
The other thing Fallon would essentially be demanding, half demanding, being aware that, they need permission, but, using whatever kind of leverage they could gain to convince about having access to that site, because it's blocked off. Basically just being like, well, since you're all done with your investigation, like, I'm going in myself, and I'm going to look, since this is under my jurisdiction here.
Mm-hmm. So, you've been fighting, dealing with that, going about your normal tasks. And so, tonight, you finally get that call back. Your higher-ups are sending over all the information they have, and they are clearing the work site to be accessed.
By me.
Mm-hmm. It's your jurisdiction. Okay. However, while you have done a fantastic job at keeping the area secure, even with a few losses, the agency's resources are at your disposal, but they do need you to look further into whatever that creature was that you've taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know what it is.
The plant matter and biological one?
Yes, the one that tried to swallow your apprentice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And if you can, they want it alive. If you can find another one.
All right.
And as your phone call ends, your lovely fax machine in your BLM office starts to go off as page after page after page gets sent through, including what you had requested and been requesting. You wanted all the details, including the autopsy report that the Crimson Order had taken over.
I'm going to grab Greg, and we're going to go over it, see what it says, make notes, and then as soon as that is, we have that information, we're going to go find Holden.
All right. Wow. In a lovely 2-bedroom house in the middle of Delver's Gulch. Ness,
Mm-hmm.
you were kept up very late today, as has been usual with your father, Amos, and his friend, Douglas Powell, the sheriff of Delver's Gulch, have been spending a lot of time together recently.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds about right.
So, currently Ness is at home in her bed. The two of them finally having passed out, going over everything that's been going on.
Yep.
With Douglas complaining to Amos about how he just wants to do something, but no, we gotta keep people safe. Can't have people knowing about this place.
She'll go downstairs, start cleaning up if there's any alcohol bottles or anything on the floor or anything.
Your dad is hi. Your dad is passed out into his recliner. Sheriff Powell is kicked back on the couch, a bottle still nestled lovingly in the crook of his arm.
Is going to take the bottle and just throw blankets on them. Don't care if they're covering the face or anything. She does not really care.
You just full on blanket fairy
Yep.
over the both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just
Support.
drop the blankets, go into the kitchen, put everything in the recycle bins that need to be recycled.
Yeah. You get everything picked up, and as you're kind of getting everything cleaned and put away, your mind starts to think about what's gone on over the past few months. What has Ness been up to?
Well, first, Jesse's dead. Did not take that well because it lined up almost identically to Theo's death.
Mhm.
The anniversary of Theo's death happened. She totally tagged the water tower, also partially to piss off Chuck, because who doesn't want to piss off Chuck? Everybody wants to piss off Chuck. She went to work. I will say on the year anniversary of Theo's death, she did lose control.
Ah. How far did Ness lose control?
He doesn't remember.
Oh.
She didn't kill anybody, as far as she knows, because she wasn't covered in blood or anything, so she didn't kill anybody.
Okay.
That's all she knows. She didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Also, has she been hearing rumors about other people in town getting attacked?
No. It's been relatively quiet.
Okay. Been working a lot.
Yep, working at the video station.
Yeah. Teaching somebody how to use a cell phone.
Mhm. Perfect. Yeah, Jacqueline regularly comes in to for you to explain to her what exactly these little dings are on her phone that keep going off.
Mm-hmm.
Why exactly she should care.
Yeah, Jacqueline is probably the most common client. Bless her little heart. She did go to Jesse's funeral. Also dealing with her dad and Douglas, mostly Douglas,
Mm-hmm.
at the house all the time,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't great for her, especially when she gets hungry. She's like, you know what? She started going out by herself.
Yeah. And that
After mom,
anniversary,
like always.
the anniversary of Theo's death was really hard. That was one of the first times you went out by yourself.
Yep.
It was only about a month after Jesse's death. You remember how excited Theo was for his date. Remember that he had called the video station asking if Theo was working still. And that's when you had
Who
known
is
something was
the
wrong.
date? Who was the date?
It was one of the forestry workers who had come through. His name was Will Hess.
Will Hess.
Theo met him on a dating app, had showed you pictures, was talking about, oh my god, he's so cute. Like, just look at his fucking face.
I see his face, Theo. I see his face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely your type. Definitely.
It's gonna be
Not
great.
mine.
I got a whole thing planned. It's gonna be
Really?
amazing. Mm-hmm.
What do we got planned?
Dinner. Park.
Okay.
Or maybe park dinner. I mean, it all depends on like energy expenditure.
Or you take the dinner and go to the park.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick it up and then go.
There we go.
There we go. All right. I like this. It's all come together. Yeah. That was one of the last conversations you had with Theo.
Oh, my heart.
So, yeah, we stand at the sink. Jesse's funeral. Was there anything else that you'd done?
No, basically just work a lot.
And deal with Harold, who's gotten a little bit more eccentric.
Oh boy, what's new in the store for the eccentricity as of late?
He has learned about LED lights that connect to the sound system.
Oh, great! I feel like Ness has to explain you cannot do the flashing ones all the time because it can give people seizures.
And we learned how to deal with that we just don't put them up with action movies. We'll put on some rom-com in the back, put the action movie on front, and then like it'll swirl around the different sections. And then with those different sections, it'll slowly progress farther and farther, and then it lights up the open section.
Okay, let me guess. I'm the one that has to set all this up.
I just need you to push the button and tell me how it works.
Here is the button. There is an app that you can use to tune it to whatever you need to.
I bet we could make the app work better. I could probably figure out how to do that.
Harold,
Mm.
It is super easy. She'll pull up an app on her phone. Actually, I have this app on my phone. Go to the little music section, and it says input music here, input it, and then she presses it, and all the lights do it to the song. Ta-da!
Mm.
You know you could do
Had
this
it
at
go to-
Christmas time? Totally do this at Christmas time at your
Oh,
house.
there's flashbacks to a house I used to live at. Oh my god. Anyway, Thrill scene knows what I'm talking
And
about.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yep.
Halloween. An hour and 45 minutes to get down one street. Anyway, so you've been dealing with that where Harold's just
He's going through his midlife crisis. It's fine.
going through his midlife crisis. Theo used to get this way too.
Yep.
It's just one of the perks of who they are or were.
Mm-hmm.
So you get finished cleaning up. You have to work in the morning, so
Yeah.
go through. Back to bed. And hope your sleep is restful.
Doubtful.
Not plagued by nightmares.
I'll text her on good night.
Your phone heats up.
She'll look at it.
You should be in bed. It's so early, sweetheart. Like, Are you having trouble sleeping? You know what's good for that? And there's a winky face.
Still text back. Dad had Douglas over again.
I'll call them in the morning.
That's if they don't suffocate with blankets. It's fine.
Your father's been through worse. Love you.
Gross?
Good night.
I'm just gross.
So, about that, Ness, you get a few more hours sleep, which will catch you up to Fallon's timeline. And back at the Talbot family house. Holden is standing at the sink, pulling out a fragment of a talon or bone. It's really hard to tell with the mess you left.
Pull it out. Give it a little wince. Toss it in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's when he looks over at the knife, heating up on the burner. He sees Dillon.
Dillon, you've come around the corner down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Streams of blood down Holden's arm.
Mm-hmm.
Knuckles are all a mess. Bloody hatchet in the sink behind him.
Question for Holden. How much of whatever Holden has been doing has been discussed with Dillon? Nothing? Okay. So Dillon's just seeing the aftermath of whatever is happening. Okay.
Yeah. Holden just looks up. Grabs the hot knife.
Mm-hmm.
Thought you was gonna be in bed, boy. You need to get more sleep. Your brain's still growing, even if your body ain't.
I just couldn't. I was having I was having a bit of a rough sleep, and so, I mean, kind of to be expected, I suppose.
All right then.
But
Grab a leg of whiskey down, pour us each a glass. We won't need it. Yeah, get some sleep before the morning comes.
all right.
I'll press the hot knife to the wound.
You're not being reckless, are you?
How would you define reckless, Dillon?
I would define reckless as more of your blood and wounds coming back than maybe whatever you're inflicting on the other.
They don't go back to wherever they came from when I'm done.
I see.
So, by that definition, no, I am not being reckless.
Okay. Dylan will get the whiskey sorted out.
Take his cup and hold it up to Jesse.
Take a swig. Timeline-wise, a quick question for the keeper. This conversation is post-funeral, post-call.
This is 3 months later.
3 months
Yeah.
later, yeah. Okay.
You've heard nothing from your father since then,
Okay.
or your family.
Got it.
What's weighing on you, boy?
A couple months back, I did a quick call to Dad.
Oh, Dillon.
Trust me, it wasn't a productive call.
Did he say something to you?
Basically, I'm just here because I need to be safe, stay out of trouble, do as I'm told. You know.
He told you that?
Yep.
We gonna have to make a trip over to Spokane.
I just did the
But
call.
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
It can wait. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, to be completely honest, Uncle Holden, it was fucking business as usual. You know how your brother is. Obviously. So.
That don't give him no right to treat you, though.
No, it does not. And I'm letting you know.
When we make our visit over there, he's gonna learn. He gave up any right to try and talk to you like your father when he sent you away. And I'll make sure he knows it before we come on.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of Fallon a little later this morning. Just so as you're aware, I've been trying to follow up with Sheriff Howell, correct?
Owl with a P.
Powell with a P, sorry. Sheriff Powell about everything, and I'm not getting a whole lot of traction.
He's too scared to do what he's got to do.
That's part of
right.
part of the reason why I want to connect with Fallon is thinking of that.
Yeah.
That the
Just remember.
Yeah.
We know Fallon. Fallon's good people, but we don't know everything about Fallon.
True.
Just be careful.
There's a lot of secrets here. No question. I mean, hell, we even got our own. But, yeah. You need anything? You need me to do anything or take care of anything around the lodge today? Before I head out?
I think one of them wind chimes that we got from Harold stole us. I think one of them might be tangled up on the back porch. Might need to get that one untangled. The one that we brought home from the funeral.
Done.
I was thinking about maybe going in town, getting lunch later if you ain't busy. I ain't properly been out anywhere but the bar for the last few months. I should probably start acting like a real person again.
Yeah. All right then.
Figured you'd had enough out there.
We'll make sure that I'll keep you posted on everything that's going on with the sheriff, and also what I connect with Fallon as well. But I'll keep that in mind.
Is there anything you want to tell me, Dylan? I get it. I know I'm here for you, and I'll make sure you got a house to sleep in and a bed with sheets on and all that. But it's come to my attention that I ain't been asking the proper questions. I remember what it's like being your age. I didn't have anybody to ask no questions to. Hell, I was already a full-blown priest by the time I was your age. So
Yeah.
everybody came to me looking for answers instead of me getting a chance to ask questions.
I do got questions, but I don't know if there's any answers for it. Some of it I asked Dad about. I'll be honest. I straight up asked him if there was a deeper reason, if there was something that he needed to tell me about why I was here and what I was supposed to be doing. I still couldn't get nothing out of him.
Classic dick.
Yeah. The best way I can describe it, Uncle Holden, is that I feel as though I'm moving through here and there's a thin shroud around me. I can almost see through. Just a little below the surface of what exactly is going on, but there is something in the way.
Someone in the way. I learned that when I was your age. That whenever it feels like it's just something, 9 to 10, somebody's trying to hide something from you, and they're just a step ahead.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna finish
Hey,
the shot.
I love you. I love you, boy.
I know.
Jesse loved you too.
I know he did. If anything, I just want to see closure and justice for what happened.
Make no mistake, Dylan, the wrath of God is gonna come down on whoever did what they did to my husband.
Yeah.
And every single person that gets between me and that justice is going down with it.
I hear you. Dylan's gonna walk over, give his uncle a
Wraps him up and
brief
kisses
hug.
him on top of the head.
Yeah. And then they're gonna wander back and get things sorted for the rest of the day.
You got a little sorry about that.
Nope. He'll grab a paper towel off the counter and wipe it up. I'll be right back.
Alright. I'll get you up for lunch and we'll go find something to eat.
Good deal. I'll be right back.
Okay. No worries. Give me a second, because actually gonna have to have Dylan roll something really quick. But see how that goes. So Holden, you finished getting cleaned up, I assume?
Yeah. I'll finish getting cleaned up and clean up the armaments and take the 2 spent shots out of the hand cannon,
Mm-hmm.
reload it, and tuck it back where it goes. Hang the hatchet up above the fireplace once it's all cleaned up. Just reach in his pocket and pull out the necklace he gave Jesse on his birthday.
You don't have that back yet.
No? Oh shit. Then just a photo of Dylan and Holden and Jesse, Natasha and
Crap.
Henry.
Bullshit. Yeah, it's a family photo. from that first cookout. And you're all together as a family.
When he's fairly certain that Dylan's absconded back upstairs, he's going to get his phone out.
Hmm.
He's going to call Harold Stoles.
All right. Dylan, I need you to roll me weird really quick.
Okay. Six.
Oh. All right. So as you're headed
Ah.
out the hallway, you swear you saw something in the corner of your eye, but it's early.
Mark experience.
Sure. Mark experience.
Fuck.
As that music just kind of plays in your head for a second. And
Do
you
I
just
recognize?
kind of shake off.
Do I recognize the
It was a-
tune
it
at
was a
all?
Song that was on the radio earlier.
Song that was on
It's
the
like,
radio
oh
earlier?
my
Okay.
god, it's so early.
Okay.
I need some sleep. You know, sleep will help
There we go.
as your head starts to hurt.
Oh dear.
What? Okay. So, you're gonna call Harold Stolas. We're gonna take a quick break though. Otherwise, I'm gonna continue to be yelled at.
Okay. We shall do that. Remember, everyone
Okay.
mute their stuff, and we'll get our intermission up.
And we'll be back in 10 minutes
Okay.
for the conversation between Harold Stolas and Holden before we catch everybody up to current timeline and get to have, you know, a fun little adventure.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right. See you in 10, folks.
See you in 10.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We're back.
Welcome back to the Figment Collective presents In the Dark Heart of the Woods, a monster of the week mystery. That's my face. Lay down. No, go. Apologies for the interruption. All right then. So, where we last left off, Holden was going to call one Mr. Harold Stolas. Are you doing this at 5 in the morning?
Oh yeah, Holden has no conception of time right now.
Thankfully, neither does Harold Stolas. So, Holden, you get cleaned up. You sit down. Pull out your phone. You call Harold. Takes about 3 rings. Yeah? Who is this?
Harold, it's Holden.
Hi, Holden. What's going on? What time is it? Oh, that's the sun. Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
How you doing?
I mean, this project is a bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be, but you know, we're getting there.
You know what I mean, Harold.
How do you think I'm doing?
Yeah, Major. Side by side up shit creek without a paddle, I guess.
Guess that's why they have motors for those things, so you don't have to keep rowing. So,
I want
what's
to
going on,
sit
Holden?
down with you soon. Just talk, catch up. I figure if there's anybody who knows anything about this, how it feels, I'll be you.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Alright. Just when you're free. I don't want to take no time out your day.
Time is an illusion anyway. Everything kind of just blends together at some point, and then it ends. Everything's gonna end. Mm.
Yeah.
So,
Lunch, maybe.
lunch. Yeah, I could do lunch. Food. Ooh, when's the
Usual
last time I
spot.
ate? Yeah, usual spot. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go eat. Oh
Alright.
my god, I'm hungry.
Yeah, get yourself something. I'll see you later today, Harold.
All right. Yeah. Later today. Usual spot. Usual. Which usual spot? There's several.
The
Probably
diner.
unusual. I haven't seen Angie in a bit, so that'll be good. I think I was supposed to stop by.
Yeah, she's probably got some pie or other for you.
Oh, I did have an order. What day is it? Ooh, that was. It's fine.
Alright. I'll catch you later, Harold.
Lunch. Usual spot. By Holden.
Yep. Alright. Hold on, I
Oh,
got the phone.
go instead. So.
And then Holden will head back to the office. Put a big red X on the board for whatever he just dealt with. Drink some more, fall asleep on the sofa like normal.
All right. So, Dylan, Holden, you go to bed. Catches everyone up. current timeline, which is now 9 a.m. Fallon is well into their day. Ness has got video station open. This is your day shift, so you won't be being bugged by Jacqueline too much. That'll be a Harold job. He's not sleeping anyway. It's okay. You'll be able to fix everything that Harold suggested to Jacqueline next week. So, Fallon, you've spent the last couple hours with Greg poring over those documents that were sent to you. First is a layout of the area. Shows where the equipment was, what they believe happened, which was that Jesse had shown up, was actually working on the equipment when something came up from behind. It seemed that the death itself was rather quick. And then whatever it was took off somewhere into the woods. But based on the terrain itself, they lost track of it. The samples they collected, well, they know what Jesse was. They think.
Any information on the wound?
The wounds themselves were made by claws. As you get to the autopsy report itself, it appears that a large portion of the skin of Jesse's back was removed.
Skinned off intentionally?
It appears so, as there was nothing that was hit on the equipment itself and nothing that could damage the area in the pattern that was taken.
I'd like to make a roll.
All right.
This is the fortunes roll.
Mm-hmm.
Lando, back up.
Let me pull up your
And yeah, it's basically your sex has prophecies and divination techniques to look at the future. Once per mystery, you may use them. You roll weird, 10 plus, hold 3, 7 and 9, hold 1 on a miss. You get bad information, and the keeper decides how that affects you. And then I can spend my holds later on a list. So.
Okay. What'd you get?
10 exactly.
Ooh, you hold 3. So you get to take 3 of those. Either have a useful object ready, be somewhere you are needed just in time, take one forward or give one forward to another hunter, or retroactively warn someone about an attack so that it doesn't happen.
So the retroactively warn someone about attacks happen is, thank you, Landa. I'm assuming that I can choose to hold that until an event happens where I'm like, yes. I am going to go ahead and give 1/3 to another hunter right now. And I'm going to go ahead and give that to Dillon.
Okay.
And then I'll hold the other 2 until it looks like I might need one of them.
Okay. So you're given 1 forward to Dillon. putting this in my notes.
Because, all them 6s. He just needs one more.
Yeah, just one more. All right, Fortune, Fallon, given 1 forward.
I mean, at this rate, I'll unlock a new feature. There's a silver lining
I know,
to this.
it's so exciting.
We
learn from our failures.
Oh boy.
So,
just waiting for that premonition to kick in.
And then the other 2?
I think I'll have be somewhere you are needed just in time.
For the spring? What is that?
All right. Perfect.
And then I'll probably do the retroactive. I will pick a scene when that happens to say, yes, I would like to have said ahead of time something is going to happen.
Retroactively warn someone. All right. So, along with the autopsy report is notes about how they're thinking that maybe they need to replace the sheriff given how much he fought against all this, and about the nature of everything. They do say that they have sent the items found on Jesse back to the police station so that they can be returned.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Would Fallon have any idea? I know that Holden's been keeping his activities from Dillon, but would Fallon have any idea what Holden's up to?
Not yet. Cause
Then I don't know if Fallon has to share that.
Say that again. You cut out.
I'm not sure if Fallon has a reason to share the autopsy report with Holden at the moment, because if they are not aware that they've been trying to hunt this thing, then they wouldn't know that the autopsy report would do any good.
I don't
for
know
Holden.
about. Yeah, I don't know about that. That is a Holden question. I just meant the thing that just got killed. You don't know about that yet.
No. Just Holden's activities in general is what I meant. Would Fallon know about that?
I don't think Holden has told anybody, but the Crimson Order might have noticed.
It's going to get progressively weirder, so buckle up.
That was a perfect audio.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but we're all
So
getting
would
together to go over some things.
Would the Crimson Order have said anything about somebody potentially being, because technically this is Fallon's jurisdiction, aside from being there for the initial investigation, I don't think they're keeping tabs on Holden. That's Fallon's job, basically.
Yep, that is
So,
Fallon's job.
If Fallon has no idea, Lando, do not put. Anyways, if
one moment.
Yeah, if Fallon has no idea, Fallon doesn't have a reason to share the autopsy report with anybody. Though, because the belongings were said to have been with Holden, Fallon's still going to go talk to Holden, and probably have the documents on their person when they go to have that conversation.
Okay.
But yeah, instead of just going to share the autopsy report, they'll just bring it with them in case they need to share the autopsy, if that makes sense. It's just a slight change in motivation.
Yeah.
To Holden.
Yeah, because right now, it's been research. And unless Holden started prying into the Crimson Order, which he doesn't know about at this point in time, it'd just be records.
All right, yeah, so that would probably be Fallon's next move would be to go to the Talbot residence and see if Holden is there. Yes, I'm aware that they can make a phone call. They're not going to do that. They're just going to show up. So it might be during the time that Holden's out talking to the sheriff. It might not be. We'll see.
Okay. So, Greg goes, all right, Fallon.
Yes.
So, what's the plan from here?
I am going to go see about the personal belongings. We're going to see if we can ascertain any new information from them. And then the site's been released to us. We're going to go investigate the site and see if there's anything that they missed.
All right, you want me to get all that prepped while you go do that?
Yeah, go ahead and get all that prepped. Keep your eyes out, because that is the area that thing was at. And I'm wondering now if maybe they're correlated. Also, that's the thing we need to... They want one of those things that swallowed you whole alive. So just...
But, what, okay. I'll go get the truck packed. I'll get...
Just keep your eyes out. If you see another one, get in the car and call me. Don't call Chuck back about the permits. We're ignoring him today.
Okay. All right. Works for me. And Greg starts to get the things that you have in the office, your go bags, already, and takes off. And Fallon, are you now just headed to the Talbot home?
Yeah, gonna make my way. If we only have the one vehicle between us, then probably gonna call either someone to come. What?
You do have more than one vehicle. Even though you are not actually the Bureau of Land Management, you still have the resources and the trucks available to you. You've got at least one personal vehicle and then an actual,
I'll take the personal vehicle to the Talbot.
Okay. All right. How late did Holden stay up?
Whether due to exhaustion or consumption, it wouldn't have taken that long for him to fall asleep.
Okay. So, probably 6. Yeah, Dylan's still
Holden really worked some frustration into that one.
All right, so Holden is passed the fuck out. So Dylan wakes up first. Dylan, you're in your room. You get up, and you hear a knock, 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 knock on the door.
Okay. Dylan will get up and they've got some, not exactly, yeah, kind of like just hate. They when they got up the first time, they threw on a shirt, etc. Had some sleep shorts and stuff like that. They'll change them out for some jeans real quick and shoes. Head on down fast and check the first. I'm assuming the lodge has like a Ring or some sort of doorbell facing camera. This is probably, so we're probably getting some alert as to who is there, and does it look like Fallon at the door? Okay.
No.
Oh. I thought it was Fallon coming to visit. Okay, never mind.
Not yet.
All right. Who's out there?
You see the deputy, Mark Wilkins, hat in hand, standing at the door, awkwardly shuffling his feet back and forth.
Okay. Dylan will...
Looks a little older than you. Rather sheepish.
Open the door. Good morning, Deputy Williams.
Morning, Dillon. Is Holden home? Or
Yeah, he's home, but he had a late night. He's still not up yet. Can I take a message for him, or?
I just I came to drop off some things.
Oh, okay. Is there a box?
Yeah, there's a bag.
Okay.
It still has the evidence label on the front.
Okay.
The lab tags.
Mm-hmm.
See a wallet, keys,
Okay.
and Jesse's necklace.
Okay. Done. I'll take those items. Thank you, Deputy. Appreciate you dropping this by.
Yeah. And you see he turns as a BLM truck pulls up the driveway. Really, I'm sorry, Dylan.
I appreciate that, Mark. I'm gonna come by and talk. Come by and talk with y'all at some point. Not now, obviously, but we'll keep in touch.
Yeah. I'll be at the station most of the day.
Okay.
Sheriff Powell is taking the day off.
Yeah. Sure wish I could do the same.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You have a good day. I'll let you
Take care.
keep your company.
Dylan will bring the thing, leave the door open, but bring the things, place them on the counter nearby the entryway, carefully. And just kind of do a quick once over. Just kind of make sure that everything's there. And we'll go back out to see Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon, you get out of your truck and head up the walkway.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I've had better nights, not gonna lie. Yeah, come on in, you want some coffee?
Yeah. Is Holden around?
Yeah, he is. Considering we got you here now, I'll probably go and get him up.
No, what was the deputy doing here? Dropping off Jesse's belongings, maybe?
Yeah. Right inside here. Come on in, I'll get you that coffee. How do you take it?
Okay. Lots of sugar, a little bit of cream.
Got it. Dylan will go and just go to the machine, basically. Get it going, and he'll point out the collection of belongings to Fallon as he walks on by, and he's all like, yeah, they're right there. Everything seems to be in order. Haven't had a chance to fully look through it. Any particular thing you're interested in with respect to that? The coffee's brewing.
And you said what was in the box stuff?
The necklace,
The necklace,
clothing.
a wallet, and keys.
Yeah, wallet and keys.
For the past 3 months, the Range Rover has sat, I believe, in the driveway. Unless Jesse's car is in the garage. Yeah, it's in the driveway.
Dylan would have
Alright.
made sure to get occasionally started up and driven around just to...
You didn't have the keys.
Oh, I didn't have the keys. Never mind.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Never mind. Automatically went into maintenance mode. So it's like...
Basically, like, straight in front of Dylan Holden's just gonna go ahead and do this. Is gonna pull the necklace out of the box, and then if you want me to describe, because I'm gonna use that old black magic.
Okay.
Old black magic. Okay.
So,
Dillon.
essentially going to use a divination spell over the necklace, like a divination, like a pendulum or something of that nature, to cast a small magic to investigate a mystery.
Woot.
Right.
Dillon, once they see this happening as the coffee is being brought over, is gonna focus at the tree site a little bit more. What is going on here?
Okay, so I also need you to roll. And then we're gonna switch scenes really quick.
Okay.
But first.
Alright, I'll
Holden.
get you my. I'm assuming I'm doing a weird roll.
You are.
I got an 8 on my weird roll.
Yay! I got an 8 as well. Fucking finally.
You also have a +1.
Well, they can use that whenever.
Yeah, I'm not going to use that right now. I'm going to hold that because I know my luck with these 2d6.
That's fair. Okay. All right, so you get one question, but Holden, you wake up with a massive headache.
Oh.
Smell of freshly brewed coffee with the sounds of people in your kitchen.
He'll reach over, grabs a bottle, a little hair of the dog. Get up, throw a shirt on, and look at himself in the mirror. Not really bothered by the fact that he hasn't shaved in a minute, but a little bit bothered by the fact that he missed a little bit of the blood on his face last night. Just get it off real quick.
What's
Head out.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And he'll head out into the kitchen at that point.
Okay.
Quick question for
you
the
head
keeper. What was Ness? Is Ness still at the?
That's what scene we're switching to.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I was trying to discern if she was at the video station yet, or if she was still with the dad situation. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's gonna. Oh yeah, she's getting up before them. Ooh. Some of those nights, apparently.
Okay.
So, Holden, as you go out in the kitchen, but you're on the tail end of Jesse's necklace laying on the island in the kitchen, while Dillon and Fallon are standing by it while Fallon's doing something. But we go from the manor to the center of town, where Ness has successfully opened video station.
Yep.
You can hear that Harold is in fact here. But
He's gonna go to the back and peek on him.
He has this contraption set up. It makes little to no sense. It seems to be some sort of spinning device. He doesn't look like he slept. There's half of a cold sandwich that looks like he halfway threw it together, that's gotten 2 bites taken out of it. And about 8 cans of Beast energy drink.
Harold?
Ness! Are we open?
Yes, we're open. Why do you have 8 these cans? Why do you have 8 empty these cans? I told you one or two.
Well, by the time that, I was informed of the time, it had already been morning, so might as well keep it morning, right?
Oh my god, Harold, what the fuck is this, though?
We need advertising. I'm gonna put it on top of the shop. It's gonna project lights down. Those
Harold?
lights. Yeah.
Harold, we could just make a Facebook page.
Where's the fun in that, though?
You can do the light show. I'll just make an Instagram or a Facebook, and that's an easy compromise.
Yeah, I mean, Theo had the website up, so we could just attach all that.
Uh-huh. All right. When did you make that sandwich?
What time is it?
What time is it? Like 9 in the morning? 10?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like almost 10.
It's
No, well,
almost
no,
10,
it's
Harold.
almost, yeah, it's like 9. Yeah, 9.
Harold, it's like 9, 9:30.
A couple hours ago, maybe.
We'll go to the diner at lunch.
We are going to the diner at lunch. 'Cause it's the usual spot.
Oh.
I got a thing with Holden.
Oh, Holden's actually leaving his house?
Yeah.
I'll go. Just make sure you freaking eat something.
Alright.
Are we okay? By eating, we're talking about actual food, not the other thing, right? Have you had the other thing lately?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit different than yours, but yeah. Hey, Saturday Market's a great place for artistic inspiration, right?
Okay. All right. All
You
right.
realize it's like Tuesday?
Harold, Harold, it's Tuesday.
Is it?
Yes, Harold.
Maybe we'll stop. I'll stop and pick someone up real quick. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna leave before lunch so you can go pick somebody up, and then
Yeah.
we'll go to lunch at the diner. Pray to God Chuck isn't fucking there. And then we'll have lunch. I might need to bounce early, but
yeah, no, that's understandable. It was a more of a Holden and I need to talk about.
about what?
I mean, you have to talk about it eventually with someone, right?
Yeah, eventually.
Seems about time.
Yeah. Also, I gotta have a talk with Dad when he later. Douglas keeps fucking coming over to the house.
How is our resident human doing?
Dad, he's doing great.
I guess there's 2 of them.
Yeah, Dad's human. We forgot about that, didn't
I
we?
always forget. Him and your mom were just, it was so cute. And not so cute. But hey.
Yeah, speaking of not so cute, why do you keep putting those movies in the back?
They're a good investment in the shop.
But it is my mom in those movies!
And your mom gave them to me. So.
What? I'm gonna burn them one of these days. I'm just gonna burn them.
Okay, you do that. I don't know if they can burn. We've never tried that. Maybe we should. Store, open.
It's open.
Counter.
It's ready to go. I'm going to the counter. Also, stop drinking the goddamn energy drinks. They're bad for you.
There's worse things.
She has that look like her mom gets sometimes. It's the, how fucking dare you? Don't you argue with me?
Mm-hmm. And Harold goes back to what he was doing.
It's gonna go to the front counter, sit down, work on the website.
You work on the website. You get it all set up.
Yeah.
Better social media. Thankfully, you know Theo well enough. You know the passwords that they would.
Like, she knew all of their passwords.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Mm-hmm.
So get that all set up. You have a few of the forestry people come in. rent whatever new releases are out, especially with Gambit for Chairs new season.
Yeah, Gambit for Chairs.
They're getting caught up on the past seasons.
House Recliner is making a comeback.
Yeah. The Hammock family, just a horrible mess.
Yep. They're a mess.
Mm-hmm. So you hear him kind of talking about, just this season's just worse than normal, especially with all the changes out there. And then they have to do replanting.
What's going on out there this season? What's going on out there this season?
Have you seen how muddy it is? Especially during this time of year? Should be dry, should be easy, but nah, we're getting fucking caked.
Has it rained a lot recently?
No.
It usually gets muddy in the rainy season, but we haven't had rain. That's weird.
Yeah, something about.
Did y'all hit an underground spring or something?
That's what they keep trying to tell us, but we haven't actually dug in all that much. Something about fault lines, and I don't keep up with that. It's
a lot of mud out there, so I'm guessing it's hard for y'all to get whatever y'all need to get done.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna take way longer than normal, and not to. I mean, your town's nice and all, but rather be, well, anywhere else.
You'd rather be in the city.
Mm-hmm. And fuck, if we get stuck out here for winter, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah, it's the no internet season.
What?
Huh?
Nope. If we don't get this job done, I'm out. Me and the boys we're packing. All right, I'm gonna let them know. So like no.
Like, winter months we have no.
Oh,
no, we get no internet out here in the winter months. Something about clouds and snow and all that jazz.
Yeah, I'm good on that, but you have yourself a super fun day, and he grabs the movie and he's just shaking his head, just like no.
As they're leaving, she's like, I suggest investing in tire chains since you might be here till winter.
Don't plan to be here that long, but I will take your suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
The conglomeration of keys, bells, whistles, bangs as they exit the video station.
I love it when they sweat like that. That's great. It's always fun.
Mm-hmm. You can feel it. It's not what you're looking for, but
but it's still amusing.
Mm-hmm. You go about your shift.
She's checking the voicemails.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You have a couple about late returns and saying that they're getting them in on time. There's no reason to check in. You have a couple from the older couple that lives down the street saying that they didn't like their movie and they'd like to return it for a refund.
That's fine. She used it like she has like a little like side stash for the old elderly couple to give their money back.
You also have a voicemail from Jacqueline specifically for Harold asking what this whole Tinder thing is and why she's getting notifications from it.
Harold!
Yeah. Huh?
What the hell is Jacqueline on Tinder for?
I was just suggesting different ways besides whatever's going on at the butcher shop for her to eat. I was being polite.
She doesn't know how to fucking use a VCR. But now you're teaching her Tinder.
In my defense, it was a good idea at the time.
Okay, you're grounded. You're grounded.
You can't ground me.
I can ground you.
Boss.
Really?
I do in fact pay.
Okay.
I do own this place.
Okay, you were grounded from teaching Jacqueline anything else about cell phone related applications.
I can see where it might be an issue, but yet the ground. He just mumbles, goes back to his workshop. Okay. So, you go about your shift until it's about time to stop and maybe hit up the art supply store.
Yeah.
Maybe just stand in there for a bit for Harold.
Yeah.
Drawing all that news.
Yeah. She's just gonna peruse while Harold does his thing.
He starts talking to several of the artists just enthusiastically. You watch as they start to kind of both get inspired and very drained.
Hey, boss.
Yep.
Lunch.
Lunch. We have usual spot. But you know what? I think if you take the whole wall, canvas it, just with acrylics, hear me out. Soap and spray paint. Think about it. And just the woman he's talking to is just kind of nodding, being like, "No, it's a great plan. It's a great plan."
Yep.
And you wander off.
Yeah, she's just gonna get in the car. Look at you almost drained that one completely dry, dude.
Not dry. She is going to have a beautiful masterpiece at the end of the night.
It looked like she was gonna go to sleep in the aisle.
You know what? They would let her.
We're trying to do the diet. Buckle in, Harold.
Seatbelts just slow you down, and
Where it's like taking care of a child.
We at the Figment Collective obviously advocate for people to drive safely. Do not yes, do not please replicate.
Wear your seatbelts. Stop at stop signs.
Yep.
Click it or ticket.
Hello.
Click it or ticket.
You know what? I feel like at some point she has like a locking mechanism just to keep Harold in his seatbelt. And the child lock.
It's a child lock. The child lock strikes again.
We're going to the diner. We're going to the diner.
Hey, you guys.
Foiled again.
A little bit early. So.
Yeah, I want some fucking pie. Hell yeah, because pie sells out at the diner.
Yeah. The woman who owns this place, Angie, has you come in, sit down. She's in her normal attire, which is almost reminiscent of what you would assume someone who owns a diner looks like from movies and shows, books. Odd. Doesn't really fit in with the rest of
The aesthetic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Angie.
Blonde hair's pulled up into a ponytail. Hi, Ness. How are you?
Doing good. I think we're gonna have a table for 3. I think, right, Harold? 3.
2, 1, 2. Yeah. You and I, and then you and not I. Yeah. And Angie's just like, I'll get you a boo. Could do menus. So, you get your pie, your coffee. Harold orders the entirety of the appetizer menu.
It's totally stealing some of the appetizers from Harold's. It's fine.
Yeah. So you sit and you have your meal.
Mm-hmm.
And at the Talbot residence, with your 8, Fallon, what's your question?
What was it going to do?
Mm-hmm.
What was it going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, with your little divination, with your magic, how does your flare of magic work, Fallon? How does this information present itself to you?
Oh boy. I would imagine that it would appear in flashing images, almost like a premonition, or if you know what I'm referring to when I say that. And so it would probably be something of just like feelings or abstract pictures, symbols, something like that.
All right. So as you are standing over Jesse's necklace, what was it going to do? You see everything from the perspective of the necklace. You see this flash of the equipment Jesse was working on, knelt down, looking for the traction, as a giant clawed hand obscures, and it's a splash of red.
Furry?
Mm-hmm.
Color of the fur?
Dark gray.
Anything
Almost
unique about
black.
the hand?
It's rather scarred up. On the palm, you see patches of fur missing. Almost mottled. Doesn't look like it's all put together correctly. And what was it going to do? As the medallion swings with the motion of that slash, you catch flashes of fang eye, these dark red eyes, and the briefest glance of a knife held in the other clawed hand. The flashes you see
Silver?
of... Yes?
Ooh.
Can't exactly see the handle, but the blade gleams.
Okay.
And as the medallion lays on the ground, you see the flip into the mud, and you hear the cloth being moved. And you feel the blood pooling around you. As the marks that were found on Jesse's back were made with intention. They land on this. This was their intent. To kill Jesse and take something from him.
Alright.
You see Fallon's eyes kind of glaze over as they're standing above the necklace. Dillon, you see this as well, Holden, as you come into the kitchen.
Does my sight focusing
Got
on
an 8?
pick up? Yeah, I had an 8 on the weird check.
The medallion is gleaming. All the flecks of blood have this aura around them.
Is there anything around?
As you-
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And as you look at Fallon,
Yeah.
you start to hear those whispers. Now, with your move, it's investigate a mystery, so you get to pick one off the list too.
I also have something in considering. Hold on.
Start to see those shapes form around Fallon.
Yeah, with respect to the site and around the shapes. Now, I'm not saying this out loud. I'm saying this in my head to communicate with one of the shapes.
Okay.
I'd like to make a bargain for information.
Fallon, what was the most humanoid creature that you killed?
They would have been like
Most humanoid creature I killed
Most
would have been
humanoid creature.
the skull tattoo that I was telling you about, and how it was Fallon's fault that that person died.
Oh.
They were a partner. Yep, they were someone that was working with Fallon who was going to. They killed them while they were still human.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so does this person have a name, or I can make it up?
The name would probably be okay. I have a whole ass list of names.
No.
I do. Becca.
Becca. Oh, Becca was in the academy with you, Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
She was around your age. So, Dillon, as you watch, this humanoid form starts to take shape.
Mm-hmm.
Its eyes almost hollow as it whisks itself directly in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Or what?
If there is something I can help you resolve, I want to know. Why is there so many of you around them?
Death follows us all. It's who we are.
Okay. Dylan's gonna think about that for a second. Why does it follow you?
Comes like.
What was that? Sorry, you cut out for me.
Like becomes like.
Like becomes like.
I suppose since we give death, it only makes sense we become it.
Okay.
Why don't you ask them?
Dylan will nod just to an empty space.
No, shh.
And then and then you said I was investigating a mystery and I had one question. My question will be, what can hurt it?
Silver.
Silver? Okay. Okay, dokie. As a side note, as soon as Dylan realizes that Holden is in the area, they'll inform Holden that Deputy Mark Williams dropped off the belongings like just a few minutes ago. And Fallon is here, and apparently we're going to have a little conversation.
Yeah, alright. just gather the belongings really quick. Take him up to Jesse's bedroom. Tuck the necklace in his pocket.
Okay.
Come back. How you holding up, Fallon? You doing alright?
Been better. How are you holding up?
Asking me how I'm holding up. That's funny.
Wasn't meant to be.
I meant the name, joke.
I know. I didn't. How are you doing?
Well, it's gonna be expected, I guess. You want beer?
No, I have something I need to go do later.
Dillon?
I just got some coffee. Thanks, Uncle.
Now, Fallon,
Mm-hmm.
did Holden change, or are they still in the tore-up clothes from the night before?
Holden changed. He's got a waffle thermal tee on and some jeans and his beanie and his work boots.
So, Fallon, you see a couple gnarly scratches on Holden's face.
A few
Looks like
staples holding a wound together
Yeah.
in his arm.
How'd you get all
Not like
that?
medical staples, just like
No,
just
like from a
household
stapler.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking bruised up jaw.
Well, I've been dealing with some shit.
Do the wounds look made by a blade of some variety? Do they
Or
look
an
made
animal.
an animal?
Yeah.
Animalistic, yeah.
Animalistic.
You get into a fight with someone's dog?
Someone's dog for sure. I just gotta figure out whose dog it was.
I mean, did you at least win the fight?
Well, I buried the dog, so. I gotta meet Harold stole us for lunch. You want me to bring you anything back, Dylan? We're going down to Angie's.
Yeah, a slice of pie would actually be great.
I hear peanut butter pie is coming back around in season.
That makes sense. Yeah. Love a slice. I'll catch up with you after a little bit. Hey, Fallon.
Yeah.
Since you're here, I was talking with Uncle Holden about this a little earlier.
Yeah.
Been making not a whole hell of a lot of headway with the sheriff's office and everything with respect to the crime scene. And
You can say murder, Dylan. It's alright.
okay. With respect to the murder scene. And
Fallon will reach into their bag while Dylan is talking.
okay.
So you can keep going.
Okay.
And produce the file. So they'll have blacked out or whited out everything that contained information on the Crimson Order, or like who wrote the files, basically, if they weren't already encoded.
They were. They
Plop it
won't
onto
fax-
the.
They won't fax over.
Yep,
anything.
I didn't think so, but
Okay.
double
Yeah,
check.
Understood.
Plop it out onto the table or the countertop.
Just plopped it right out there, huh? Okay.
While Dylan is talking, so you
Plop
can
it on the
finish your
island.
sentence. You can finish your sentence, but like in
Yeah.
the middle of the talking is when.
It's all good. The autopsy report, I assume.
The autopsy, the crime scene, and it basically just all that information about like there's like a layout, a sketch of what the crime scene looked like.
Okay.
The autopsy report's at the bottom of the stack.
Okay.
Is it missing any details? Holden will pick it up and start to skim through it. He was there that night. Is it missing anything?
No, this is a very thorough report. Actually, it coincides with what you thought happened, except for they were allowed to actually track that thing further into the woods.
But also, did Holden know about the back? Because they
No,
didn't
that's
see
an
Jesse's
autopsy
body.
report.
Did Jesse have a tattoo or a birthmark on his back?
He only had one birthmark and nobody engaged in any sort of decent behavior.
And Scream froze perfectly for me anyway.
Well, the contents of that's going to be mildly upsetting, but this was targeted.
Appreciate you bringing it by, Fallon. Mainly, I want to go take a look more at the scene itself. It's been a pain trying to follow up with anything with deputies and Sheriff Powell.
3 months of erosion's gonna make checking out the scene difficult, Dillon. Look at these papers. Tell me about it when I get home. I've seen what I need to see. I need to go talk to Harold.
All right. Dillon, I'll take
both
the
of
papers.
you should know before I go what we're talking about. I don't want nobody to be surprised.
Okay. What's going on?
Everybody, y'all know about Uncle Jesse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did Dillon know about Uncle Jesse?
Oh, wait. It depends. It depends on what Holden is referring to by what did I know. Dillon doesn't know about that, but Dillon is aware of what Uncle Jesse was in terms of like former priest and all that stuff. What they chose to share at a family level. So, but some of the deeper stuff, no. And it's like so. Dillon will
had
be
some problems,
right. So Dillon will be like at first like yeah, but then like stop and think for a second and be like, what are you referring to exactly?
Jesse Talbot was a werewolf. He was my husband.
Okay.
And that's why we don't go in the basement once a month. And about a year ago, a little over a year now, I thought I had him locked up fine. And your uncle got out, and that was the night that Theo stole his dad.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
I tried to tell Harold when it happened, but Mama made me keep quiet about it.
Damn.
Do you think this is some kind of revenge for Theo? Maybe somebody other than you knew?
No. No one other than Natasha and I. Henry doesn't even know. But it's been too damn long, and I've let Natasha tell me what I'm gonna say for too damn long.
All right.
And if Harold wants his pound of flesh for what happened to his boy, I understand, and he's gonna take it from me. He deserves that. He deserves to know the truth and be able to do something about it. I accept that. I would want someone to do the same for me. And we can't keep running from the truth no more.
Remember what we talked earlier about being reckless, Uncle?
It's Harold stole us. The man's built like a willow. What's he gonna do?
Whatever the motivation of what happened to Uncle Jesse, let's make sure you're not in the same sites, okay? I mean, it's terrible, obviously, but damn.
The man deserves to know, and I'm willing to take the consequences.
And you're 100% sure that with something else running around that was like Jesse, that it was Jesse's fault before you go and confess into a crime that he didn't commit. You know for a damn fact.
Jesse remembered the killing.
He identified who he took.
He said when he turned, it was like being locked inside of your own body and not being able to do nothing about what you were doing.
Okay.
He knew what he did. Your uncle was a good man, but even good men are a party to atrocity from time to time. And I done run from the truth. I've been sitting in that room for 3 months, and I knew I should have told Harold that night, and I'm tired of sitting and drinking about it.
All right.
And, kind of wrap an arm around each of the kids. I know you're both adults, and I don't need to be lecturing you on how to be an adult. So I ain't gonna. All I'm gonna say is when you know you did something wrong, you need to admit it, and you need to admit it to the people that you hurt.
Yeah.
I've done a considerable amount of hurt to Harold Stollis by keeping my mouth shut.
You want me to go with you?
Nah, it's alright. I ain't too worried. Even if I catch a licking, I'll still be fine.
Okay.
You're stapled together right now.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is just be careful and be sure.
Yeah. If I could be any more sure, I'd have done it myself. There's one thing. Holden will stop and kind of catch his breath.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I learned from my husband. It's how to be an honest man. And if I go to the grave today, which I will note again, I have no intention of doing so. I need to be honest. And I will be safe. We're meeting at Angie's Diner. If he flips his top and kicks my shit in the diner, hell, that's no worse than what I did the other month down at the bar, is it, Fallon?
No, not really.
Well, then, turnabout is fair play, ain't it?
Okay. Angie's.
Yeah. All right. Y'all do whatever you need to do here. If you want to meet, I got my phone. Maybe we can get in town if y'all are out and about.
I think we'll come and
We
check
can
up.
sort it out.
Yeah. I'll come and check up on you at the very least, but Fallon, I'm still wanting to go check out the scene, even if it's...
Well, good, because it's been released to me. We're meeting Greg.
Oh, okay.
And Holden will kind of lean into Dillon. Top drawer of the nightstand. I don't know if you're talking in code or not. Top drawer of the nightstand.
Okay. You'll nod.
Holden will just kind of look him up and down. Like, try to figure out if they're on the same page and then just, like, leave it.
So what is in the top drawer of the nightstand? It's the first time he's heard it.
What do you think's in the top drawer? What do you keep in the top drawer of your nightstand?
I have several ideas as a player of what's in the top drawer of the nightstand, but Dylan is wondering what Uncle Holden is talking about.
Be safe.
Outdoor plumbing contraceptives.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh.
Dylan's okay.
Faces.
I want to make it pretty clear here. Dylan's a little sheltered. Just letting you know.
It's okay. I know. So
it's rough growing up in Spokane and not being able to do a whole bunch of shit for obvious reasons, player wise and keeper wise.
20 years.
Yeah,
20 years of being sequestered to trying to teach you how to not be you.
Yep.
Holden will grab the keys to Jesse's Range Rover.
Okay.
Y'all kids have fun. Don't do anything I would do.
All right.
Get in the Range Rover and head down to Angie's.
Okay. After Holden leaves, Dylan wants to turn to Fallon. Hey, I just need to let you know something.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know that I can see some things that aren't there. I can't turn it off, okay? There's just stuff that wanders into my vision, things that I see. If I choose...
Like at the movie store?
Yeah, like at the movie store. If I choose to focus on it, I can maybe learn a little bit more about it.
Mm-hmm.
While you were looking at the necklace, there was a lot of activity. A lot of activity around you that I just couldn't ignore. Okay? And so I looked and I asked. And one of them replied. And they said, death follows you. And like becomes like. And it made sense that you would become death. And I just want you to know that that happened.
All right.
Whatever that may mean to you. It's honestly your business.
I'm more curious as to what it means to you.
I take it to mean that you have had to make a lot of difficult decisions. I think. And you appear to, at least at the very most, attract a measure of tragedy. Whether you're the cause of it, I don't know. But it's like you're an eye in the storm. It's all around you. But you're left in that little clear space where you operate. It's intriguing. But that's about it. Just want you to know.
All right.
But let's head down to the site.
Sounds good.
Dylan we'll head on out to the BLM truck.
And Fallon will hop in the driver's side and go to meet Greg out at the site.
Okay, so you guys get in the truck. You exit out the door, and several of the mugs that are sitting in the sink explode. So, you get in the truck. Greg has texted that he's there. He thinks the car might be stuck,
Oh, for God's sakes.
but he got it out mostly, but he ended up parking at the end of the road. Might have to walk in. And you all arrive at the forestry site. Greg greets you. Almost time. So Greg greets you. Saying, hey, Dillon, what are you doing here? Are you helping us with the survey? And Greg kind of looks over at Fallon.
His uncle died here, Greg.
I know.
I know it might be a wash, Greg, but I'm trying to see if I can piece anything together.
Don't you work at the Daily Puff? Like, what kind of experience you got with?
Yeah. I don't really honestly have a whole ton. But I'm trying to do what I can, because, damn, you know?
Yeah.
Greg.
Careful, okay?
Excuse me.
It's real.
It's good, though.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Ready, buddy.
Have you, aside from Muddy, have you noticed anything at all? I know it's been...
Like I said, I got halfway up there, and then the car just didn't want to go any further. It's really muddy out there.
Muddy like before?
Like, it's a little bit worse, it seems.
A little bit worse.
And it hasn't been raining recently?
Oh, God damn it.
It's the smudge.
But you didn't see any of the signs, the plant matter left behind,
I mean, it's pretty... I mean, it's been a couple months. I don't know how fast plants grow, but, like, it seems like it's kind of just withering a little bit, so...
withering? Like dying?
Yeah, maybe because, like, all the mud. I don't know. I'm not an expert on these things.
Okay, well, plants in their natural environment with weather conditions that should be ideal for the plant that is native to that location shouldn't just be dying for no reason.
Unless something
I
is
know that
introduced. Unless there's something introduced that would cause it, which, in this case...
No.
That makes sense for why they...
We might need to go to the last where they tracked it to. You might have better luck starting there, even though 3 fucking months ago. I don't know what they expect me to do when they waited 3 goddamn months to tell me what's going on. But that's fine.
Who's they?
Nobody. Don't worry about it.
Well, you said this was released to you. Like, do you work for law enforcement or something?
Bureau of Land Management.
We got the site back. We were investigating in this area.
Oh, for...
some trouble with some... We have to check on native species and all kinds of other things to make sure an area is clear for work in the area.
So you're checking to make sure that something isn't invasive. Got it.
There's something invasive here. That's for damn sure.
Yep.
So, did we want to start at the beginning or go to the last place?
I think we should start where I agree with Fallon. I think we could start where the situation was the freshest, at least as far as where things ended up, where the trail went cold. And
All
see where
right.
we can go from there, unless you think otherwise.
I think that's probably a good idea, unless Greg, you want to go check the initial site where it happened.
Yeah, I can check the initial site. Do a
You
quick
can tell me what you found,
check.
what you think is going on, based on the reports and stuff. I have a suspicion, but of
Alright.
course, I need to know what you think too.
Yeah, I'll check out the. And he just kind of looks up the trail. Yeah, I'll
If
go.
it's too much of a problem,
I got this. Like, this is what I've been training for, right?
okay,
So,
yeah.
alright,
You call if you need anything though, because if another one of those sinkholes opens up, we'll need to deal with it.
yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for those sinkholes and any possible connection to that, and I'll radio you if anything.
Are there any abandoned mine shafts or anything around here?
On this side of town? No, that's
No.
that's on the other side.
On the other side, huh? We haven't heard anything weird going on there, have we?
Well, there are weird things going on everywhere in this town. It's just the level of weirdness, I guess, depends.
The amount of paperwork and
Okay.
paperwork research on all the geography. There's. Alright.
Mine shafts are usually notoriously haunted.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a thought, seeing
Might
as you
be.
got some sinkhole activity or something you keep falling into, that maybe there's if we have access to the underground, maybe there's a way we can determine the origin. Just a thought. Anyway.
Maybe. I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah. But yeah, let's you start at the initial location, and I guess Fallon and I will go to where trail ran out.
Alright.
Okay. And we'll
Split up, gang.
Yep.
And we split.
One of you will go talk to the prisoner, and the other will go talk down the We'll go down the hallway.
Exactly. So, Greg starts his trek up. You can hear the slosh the further down the trail he gets up the road. And you all head more west, taking another one of the roads, as Fallon has access to all of the Bureau of Land Management's mapping has taken place. And based on your rolls, you decide that maybe you should take the other way. It might get you there faster.
Yeah, make that jerk.
Mm-hmm.
That sudden movement of no, I should go that way.
Yeah, no, I need to go that way. That'll be quicker. So, gonna take that road. And we'll get back to that scene before we end session. I'm very happy you rolled that well. So, and we're going to go to the center of town, Delver's Gulch, to a prominent establishment, Angie's 24-hour diner, where you can have it all. Just don't piss off the cook.
Mm-hmm.
Where Harold and Ness have been enjoying some actual food.
Mm-hmm.
Decompressing a bit. It's been a hell of a time. Angie refills your drinks. Is there anything else I can get you?
At the moment, no.
Her head kind of tilts to the side for a second. She gets a little lost, it seems, sometimes in her own head. Just for brief moments.
Angie, You okay?
Yeah, Harold. Remember, this is my diner. Just mind your manners. And she heads back behind the counter and starts cleaning up as the door rings. It's a clear, crisp ding, unlike the video station shop. And Holden enters. He looks, as described, not in the best of shape, unshaven, beat to hell.
Angie, can I have some water?
I'm on it. Holden,
Hey, Angie. How you doing?
I think I'm doing better than you are. What do you want?
Everybody is
Coffee,
just.
pie, food?
Um, I am gonna need an entire peanut butter pie to go with my nephew, but I think I could go with the all-star breakfast and a cup of black coffee. It'd probably do me all right.
Well, I think your friends are over there.
Yeah, I meant to ask last time I was here. I know it was a while ago. Did you still want to come up to the house and pick up that like 4 quarter?
You cut out.
Said, did you still want to come up to the house and get that 4 quarter wood that we talked about? I know it was months ago.
Had a lot on your plate.
Yeah, well, it's been drying out real nice in the shed.
I'll come get it. Maybe we
Yeah,
can talk.
I may if you want to.
Up to you, really.
And Holden's gonna take a quick look around the shop.
Mm-hmm. It's a little empty. There's a couple of the forestry people on the other side. Normally Chuck would be in here, but he's busy down at the BLM office trying to get a hold of Fallon, who is gone.
Holden will reach in his wallet real quick and take out a 20 and put it in Angie's hand. She says, hand that off to the cook for me if you don't mind.
Of course. I'll get your
He's a
order in.
good kid. And Holden will go over to the table. Harold, Ness,
You look like shit.
I feel like shit.
Hungover?
Yeah, you look fine.
Thanks.
Harold, you look like you need to take a nap.
Tips for the week anyway. You look like you might need it more than I do. Then you are those staples? That's actually like it seems like it'd be
Yeah,
cheaper, cost efficient, but but
it's what
based
I
on
had.
antiseptic, yeah, Ness.
We're not stapling your arm. We're not gonna be doing that.
No, but in an efficient way, it works faster with less. Anyway, so
Holden will sit down. I'm sorry, I didn't reach out sooner, Harold.
I'm reaching out is an odd concept, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Um, mm, like you said, we both know how hard it is. I mean, you're doing a lot better than I was.
I'm probably a lot more drunk than you are.
Guess it depends on the day.
I went into his bedroom for the time today.
Yeah, that first time's the hardest. I mean, it doesn't get easier, but there's things that need to be done. But if
He'll wait for his food to come along.
you leave it there, it's like part of him's still there, And Jordan himself brings out the food.
What's going on, Hoss?
Another day in life,
Yeah, I know.
You look like shit.
I told him that.
I feel like shit.
Mm.
You look like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag, though. And
Thanks
Holden will
for
kind of
noticing.
give him a little, like, playful punch on the arm.
You're towing the line. I'm just letting you know right now. You're towing that line.
You asked me at the bar that night before I got, subsequently kicked out and banned.
I saw Jerry. Yeah.
Am I remembering right? You asked about the Range Rover, if I was going to keep it or not.
You were seeing if you wanted to sell it or not.
Make me a deal. Put it in writing, bring it to the house. We'll hash it out.
Well, you know where I am. You
You know
decide you
where
do
I
want to
live.
sell it.
I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to sell it. You bring me a written offer at my house and we can hash it out and you can drive home with it.
I'll think it over.
Alright.
Eat your food. You look like you need it.
Fuck off.
And he pulls a pack of cigarettes out of the back of his pocket, puts one in his mouth, lights it as he's going out the door. You see Angie just kind of waves at her.
Holding the wait for a minute.
I mean,
I
he's
know.
kind of right. You do look like you need the food. You're looking a little.
Yeah, I'll eat in a minute. Based on how many teeth I got. Look.
Why are they gonna fall out? That
About
happens after enough sleep deprivation. Like you just start to kind of.
Yeah, we're about to find out if it's going to be sleep deprivation that gets him or not.
All right.
Harold. Ness.
Holden.
I know that you were both real tore up when Theo passed. It's time for me to be honest.
About
Ness,
what? Holden.
you grew up here. Did you know what Jesse was?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You knew Harold.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get Jesse put up good enough that night.
What?
Ness is grabbing the steak knife on the table and gripping it.
All right, Holden. What exactly are you saying?
Jesse got out and killed your boy. And Natasha made me cover it up.
You watch Harold start to shake.
And I thought that I was doing the right thing since nobody was asking about it and we were all moving on. But I realized that's just from where I was standing. Two, you never got the chance to move on. And that's my fault. And I ain't here to go ask for forgiveness. That's not why I'm here. Jesse wanted to tell you himself. It looks like that ain't going to happen. And Holden will reach in his back pocket and pull out the letter that Jesse had written to Harold. I wanted to hold on to this. It's one of the last pieces of his handwriting that I got. I imagine it should go where it needs to. Sorry, Harold. Sorry,
You
Ness.
see Harold start to almost flicker. Ness?
Harold, go take a fucking walk.
Harold says nothing as he stares you down, Holden, and leaves. You hear the slam of the diner door. You see Jordan watching as Harold walks. And you sit across from each other, Ness and Holden.
He's gonna set the
letter.
steak knife on the table.
Yeah, the letter sits in front of you.
He's gonna take it and read it.
All right. Starts, if I remember right, with an apology. That he wanted to say something. He just didn't know how to bring it up because he didn't remember all the details. With his condition, it's images of faces and sounds, and he remembers seeing Theo's face. He remembers pain and screaming. He didn't mean to. He would have given his own life to bring Theo back if he could. He woke up in the middle of nowhere having no idea what had happened until he got back to town, hearing that Theo had been killed. He'd had to walk all that way, and by the time he got there, it was everywhere, and they were searching for who did it, and he was going to come forward, but he just didn't know how to. He didn't know how to apologize for something he didn't want to do, didn't mean to do. It put him in a really bad place. He went back to a time before he'd met Holden, before he'd met all the people he considered, including Theo. He never wanted to be like the rest of his family. Him and his mom had gotten out. And there's nothing he could ever say to make up for what he did. And he's not asking forgiveness. Just that you all know the truth. And Holden, you remember when Jesse came home. He was tore up more than normal. He had a huge gash across his leg.
waiting for me to say something. Yes, you're going.
I'll give this letter to Harold. When he's ready, it's better that I get it to him than you do.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, you're probably right. He didn't.
But to answer your question, you knew what Jesse was.
We were gonna tell you the day after it happened. I swear to you.
Do you even know where Theo was going that night?
No.
I had to explain to one of the foresters that they were going on a date that Theo was fucking killed. And I knew something was wrong when they called the fucking shop asking where they were. And then I get home and Douglas is at my fucking door saying my best friend, somebody I grew up with, is fucking dead. And then your fucking nephew came into my fucking shop 3 months ago. Your nephew ain't fucking normal.
He's a special kid. I know. I don't know what to do about it. Jesse was always the one who handled the weird shit.
Maybe you need to talk to your fucking nephew more.
Oh, I'm trying.
And stop being a goddamn fucking drunk. She'll get up and get out. By the way, you need to wash up a bit better. You smell like fucking booze.
Yeah. And Ness, you
Okay,
exit
and
the
on the way
diner.
out.
Yeah, you exit the diner. Angie just shakes her head at you.
Look at this as she's walking in.
Yeah,
I think
Jordan takes a drag off his cigarette. All right, Gib.
I need to smoke.
All right. Pulls out a cigarette, lights it for you, hands it over.
Not some answers, but
Yeah, because you remember Douglas showing up and telling you that they'd found Theo at the park
yep.
on the south side of town.
Where did Harold go?
Eating food. Waiting. Your boss,
Mm-hmm.
he took off. I think went back home based on where he was headed. He's having one of them times. And kind of takes a drag and is looking at the smoke. House is gonna be trashed, but he won't hurt himself too bad.
I'm not gonna go over there until he calms down.
Oh no, that would be a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
He would get hurt. He wouldn't
Yeah.
mean it, but I can only tell you so much.
Can you do me a favor and keep an eye on Holden? There's some not right shit going on with him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take a look at that one.
I say keep an eye, not take a look.
Holden's gonna get up and go outside.
Ah!
Okay. So, Holden. Angie has your pie ready.
He'll just hand her $100 bill and tell her to give the change out equally to the wait staff.
Mm-hmm. I believe you and I are going to have a talk, Holden.
More than likely.
I'll pick up that cord of wood from you.
Yeah. Sounds fun. I ain't much anywhere else but the house these days.
Mhm.
Band down at the watering hole, so
Okay. That's how you see it.
yeah. I gotta run. And it's good to see you.
Take care of yourself.
Holden
If
will go
anything, do it for
outside.
Dylan.
He nods.
Go
He'll
outside.
go outside and he'll put the pie in the car. And there's just something that he can't let go of, and against every better judgment he has, he's gonna turn around and walk over to Ness.
Okay.
Oh no!
All right. We're gonna do this one exchange and then switch over.
I
To
know
what?
we're all hurt. I'm not gonna. It's gonna take a lot of us talking to figure out exactly how bad it hurt for you to go through that. And I get where you're coming from. But don't think that this knife ain't got two edges on it.
Not
And
everything.
I'm not saying that you don't. I ain't trying to pick a fight with this.
Oh, I'm not picking a fight. I'm giving you a word of advice. Not everything is as it seems.
You see Jordan looking everywhere but at Holden.
Jordan, go
Hmm.
in.
I'm gonna finish my smoke.
I thought you were done already. Did you start on a second one?
Mhm.
Okay.
I just don't want this thing to keep hurting us. No more than it does just by being.
It could have been something like Jesse's usual. Until further proven otherwise. That's how I'm going to take it. I'm not mad at what Jesse did. I'm not. I might have words with his mama later, but
Yeah, that's fair.
I ain't gonna put my hands on her. You don't put hands on ladies. But
Metaphorical or otherwise.
literal, I'm not gonna hit her.
Just a suggestion.
The night Jessie died, I told her it was her fault, and she ain't talked to me since.
And that is my cue to go. And you see Jordan kind of grab his head and head back inside. He
But I know
hands
what's
you
going
the
on with
half
them.
of his cigarette.
But I know
No.
what's going on.
Jordan doesn't talk about Jordan's problems, but he says things like he just said to you.
No, she's
Sometimes,
gonna
like, don't go to Harold's.
She's gonna poke in her head. We're gonna have a talk soon.
I'm sure you're gonna say a lot.
She'll close the door. What about the night Jessie died?
I told Natasha it was her fault, that I didn't know what she did, but I knew it was her fault.
That is the worst damn thing you could have told that woman.
He got killed by another werewolf. I saw his body. He stayed out of werewolf business, and Natasha was neck deep in it.
Is it confirmed? Are you 100% sure?
I'm not saying she had her son killed. She wouldn't do
No.
that. She's a good woman.
You did
That's-
read the letter, Ness.
He's referring to how Jesse died
Mhm.
at
I
this.
know the ones he left that were left on him. He was killed by another werewolf. Not on the night of the. That could change.
Then I hate to break it to you. It's one of two things. It's a werewolf that has so goddamn good control that they can do that, or usually, I don't know, because it didn't been bitten, I don't know. But neither here nor there. I'm pretty damn sure at this point when you said they had shipped on the full moon, you're less likely looking at that. There's other things out there. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know by from a werewolf from the scene. And they took something from him. Fallon's got the autopsy report at my house.
How the fuck did Fallon get the autopsy report?
I don't know.
We're gonna pause this scene really quick, and we'll go back there. But we're gonna wrap up what's going on because it is in fact time for our lovely 3LC, and we're gonna have to wrap up the session out there. So, Fallon,
Left
Dillon,
on a nice tense moment back at the diner.
back at the diner. So, it's only gonna get worse. It's fine
boy.
because our lovely little initiate has a fun little thing that they can do. So you guys go to where the tracks last let off.
Mhm.
You're up more north than northeast.
Mhm.
You are headed in. You've got your truck parked.
Mhm.
Fallon, you know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing this your whole life, pretty much. Tracks are old.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you approve some permits around here,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not scheduled to have a full crew out today.
Yeah.
They're getting everything set up, doing all the lines. Which is
I know what I'm gonna do.
Dillon. What do you want to do, Dillon?
When we get to where the trail had gone cold,
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to tune in
Okay.
to the monster. And I'm going to use one of my existing holds that I have, unless you would prefer I
Okay.
would roll,
No, go for it.
to ask one question.
All right.
The question is, where is the creature right now?
What a fun question, Dillon.
And I'll mark off my hold that I have.
Mm-hmm. So, where's the creature right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, given the marks that Fallon is following that are fresher as the wind picks up, you can smell the blood. Where the creature is right now is somewhere in these woods. Because, well, it's a good thing you took that trail in your hair faster.
So I'm following
As you can-
Fallon.
Just
Okay.
in time.
Just in time to see one of the workers propped up against a tree, their back exposed to you, their shirt over their head. There's a long gash on their back.
Mm-hmm.
They're barely breathing.
I'm gonna shoot. If I see something, I'm gonna shoot it.
All right.
Same.
There's something running.
I got the 9mm.
Yep. Gonna
right.
shoot.
Roll to kick some ass.
Kick some ass.
Let's kick ass. Oh, for fuck's
Ooh,
sakes.
12.
Wow.
You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to mark my luck.
Ooh. Okay.
I missed.
What'd you get?
5.
Mark your experience.
Your hands. God damn it.
Okay, you got a 12?
Jesus.
So.
You guys
Yep.
going away now. Can't do shit. I have had...
Ooh.
Jesus.
Okay, you gain advantage. Take one forward to give one forward to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm.
There we go.
Or force
Jesus
them where you
Christ.
want them. Or you can suffer one less harm. However, this thing is running. Yes, Dad, I am on my way here in a little bit.
So it's they suffer great harm, yes?
Suffer great harm, so it's...
I get to choose I want to force them where I want them.
Okay. Where do you want him?
I want to corral them back towards Greg.
Mm-hmm.
To which I will then message Greg and be like, it's headed your way.
All
Don't
right.
let it escape.
So you choose an extra effect. So you're forcing it. So you hear the shot collide and you hear this as it books it off back towards Greg.
Dylan's shot goes wide.
You hit a tree and the bark splashes back at you.
Fuck.
You missed a little bit, but you do get to mark experience. No one's going to be the first character to level up. It's so exciting.
Good job, Dylan.
So,
Go me.
where we are going to end the session is you have someone bleeding out, but not dead.
Yep. What
Now,
would be a role to try to just apply first aid? What or something along those lines? Or actually, there's a construction site. They should have a first aid kit.
Magic can do
the
it
site,
too.
But if you have access,
you can use a little bit of magic.
use magic.
You can use a little bit of magic.
You're aiding someone.
Aiding. Yep. Let's see.
So, you know what? Roll me sharp. We're gonna see how good your medical training is.
Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You are able to take and get their shirt ripped. You apply pressure to the wound. You see that this seemed to be hurried, whereas Jesse had his throat ripped out. They just missed a little bit.
Got it.
Got the
Okay.
chest. So you start applying pressure.
Yep. Dylan's gonna turn to
And
Fallon
you
and
get
go,
them stable.
I'm stabilizing this one. Go do whatever the hell you have to do. And
Find out from him why it was cutting into his back, because it targeted Jesse for the same reason.
if he can talk, I'm gonna ask questions as if the dude can talk.
And Fallon's gonna take off to head it off with Greg, basically. So follow it to where it's going towards Greg.
Yeah, already on the same wavelength. I plan to do that.
So this is where we pick off the camera panning to something making a mad dash through the woods, leaving sprays of blood everywhere,
Oh boy.
with a giant bullet wound in its back.
Okay.
And our lovely Ness and Holden having a conversation outside the diner.
She got that Vader death choke going on.
As the whole scene begins to smoke and cloud as we get into the thick of this mystery. Thank you for joining us for
you.
our second session of In the Dark Heart of the Woods.
Thank you.
everyone. Welcome.
We did it.
We did it.
Hearts.
We did it.
Welcome to the
And
collective.
welcome.
This is
Welcome
totally
to the
not
collective.
It's fine.
All right. Man, Mouse is upset about something.
I mean, we can.
That's
we can,
not that.
Oh,
That's
no,
the
there
dog
it is.
in my
There's
yard.
feed the
okay.
cat.
Sorry. Thought it was Mal for a second. I was like, so many dogs.
No, it's one of my neighbor's dogs.
Oh. Yes.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Well,
everyone.
thank you. We'll see you on Friday
Bye.
Bye.
for Spelljammer.
Woot.